Well, howdy diddly dandy there, chums. 'Tis I, Captain of the Steves, and today, chums, I want to talk about Light No Fire. Yeah, let's get into this, people, because I have got a little bit of a mention. So let's jump on over firstly to Steam, where something got a little bit steamy just the other day. So this is a little bit small on the screen. I'm going to have to zoom this in. But Hello Games and Sean of the Murrays put out this article. So this is Sean talking about the development team. At first I wondered whether it was Steam talking about Hello Games, but no, this is signed off by Sean at the very bottom. But here it reads, in the background, another tiny team at Hello Games is continuing at pace on our labour of love, Light No Fire. And we know a lot of you are keen to hear more. For now, it suffices to say that I'm really pleased with the progress we are making, and I think it's going to be something really special. You can wishlist it here. Now, a lot of people out there in the viewerverse have taken this that Sean of the Murrays is saying it's a tiny team, it's still in development, it's progressing, but it's not at the point where it's ready for release, is kind of what they're interpreting that text as. However, I'm not interpreting it that way per se. I mean, that is one interpretation, yes, and I'm not going to rule it out that he could be hinting that it's not going to be 2026 and we might not hear anything in 2025. But I think that he keeps signing off on patch notes about Light No Fire, reminding us, and this is a different statement. So it has actually moved on a bit now, and he's actually pleased with the progress. So I think that that does mean that it's actually nearing a continuation on from where we were from previous. Because before he just said, oh yeah, we are working on this other game, Light No Fire. We're working on it. Now he's saying, I'm pleased with the progress. So that has actually progressed this statement. And also progressed of the game. I think we're a little bit closer. I don't think that this is an announcement of a delay, is where I'm going with this, people. And I want to dive into this tiny team at Hello that he mentions there. Now he has actually put up a picture of the team that's working on this, and it's not that tiny when you think of how many people work at Hello. Let me go see if I can find that picture for you. So I think before I show you the picture, it needs a bit of context, because this was taken at the Game Awards in 2023 when they announced Light No Fire. So here you go, let me hit play.
That right there was No Man's Sky, a game we announced 10 years ago with this guy right here, Sean Murray. Sean, looks like the content keeps rolling in 2024. But what does the next decade look like for Hello Games?
Well, to start with, next year is going to be a really big year for No Man's Sky. Like you said, I've been working on it for 10 years now. And I still really love it, still really enjoy it. But what people don't know is that for the last 5 years, we've been working on something new.
Another game.
Yeah, something very different, something maybe more ambitious. You know, for...
Here we go.
Here we go.
I've watched it so many times.
Tell us a bit about it, Sean.
Well, for No Man's Sky, we generated a whole universe of kind of sparse, alien-looking planets. And that wasn't easy, you know, it was hard, but there is something that's much harder that we wanted to do. For our new game, we wanted to create an Earth, you know, something as varied, a planet that is as varied as a universe, something bigger than Earth, something with, you know, mountains, real mountains, not video game mountains, but mountains that are miles high, taller than Everest, that when you climb to the top of them and look out, you can see rivers and canyons and continents, you know, you can see oceans.
So is this like an open world planet kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, the first real open world, right? Something without boundaries. And we're going to let everyone play in it together. It's, you know, a place where people can live out their sort of adventures together.
Well, we can't wait to take a look at it. We have anything tonight or future? Or?
Yeah, so we have a trailer.
Oh.
And, you know, it's quite a small team that's working on it.
Yeah, small
There's about
team.
a dozen of us. We're actually, everyone's here. Everyone
They're
from
all
the team
there.
is here.
We're very excited to share this. You and I have been talking about this one for years.
Yeah, we're super nervous, you know, but really excited if, you know, if people like it. This is a game I would like to still be updating 10 years from now.
All right, so Game Awards 2033. We'll be back. But no, let's take a look. This is such an incredible project, and I'm honored that we could show it up. Should we do it, Sean?
Yeah, let's do it.
Here we go.
Okay, so that was just before they played the trailer, which was playing in the background at the start of this video. But anyway, this is the picture that I'm on about. Now, Sean Murray said that there is 12 of them, a dozen or so. So a dozen is 12 in maths. But anyway, now I recognise a few of the faces here, not all of them. I know that down there is Bo Lam. He's one of the graphic artists, and he was very present on No Man's Sky. There's also Grant Duncan over there. That's the art director. And he joined Sean Murray right at the very start on the No Man's Sky project. So some of the top people in the No Man's Sky project have jumped over to this team that are now helping out. And there's Sean there. But look, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 people that I'm counting there. There's more than a dozen there. So when you think Hello Games' studio has about, 70 employees, some of those are testers, granted, some of those are background staff, but maybe even if you said half of the studio is now working on Light No Fire and half is still on No Man's Sky, I think that might be more of a fairer assessment. Not everybody might have been able to fly out. I mean, he did say the full team's there, so maybe they did. But that's what I'm going by. I don't think it is as a tiny team as what people are thinking. And I kind of feel that Hello Games can do miracles with a small team anyway. I mean, I wouldn't say tiny, but small. No Man's Sky started off with four people at the start. And by the time it came to launch, there was a fair few more than four, but it wasn't far off this team size.
Captain Steve, oh Captain Steve, oh Captain. Heck yeah, why not hit that like and subscribe? Thank you very much.
I mean, I think you can all remember this iconic image here. And, you know, there's a dozen or so people there too. And that was the launch of No Man's Sky. And you can see there that there's Bo Lam. This chap was actually in the back of the other photo, wasn't he? There he is. I think that's him. I think that might be the same guy. But yeah, and... Oh, it could be him. There's so many bearded people. I'm trying to spot Grant Duncan amongst all of those, but he's probably there somewhere, but I'm just not seeing him. But yeah, anyway, people, that gives you a rough idea. I think Hello Games can do a heck of a lot with the people they've got, because they've got such amazing, talented people. Or it might even be him. It's like, spot the people. Yeah, which one of these have made it into the other photo? That could be a nice little game to play, couldn't it? There you go, giving you something to do over the festive period. But there we are, peeps. I don't think it's a delay at all. So when I say, well, the main reason I'm making this video is when you take a look online, you can see that a few people do think it means that it's not good news. And that Sean has spoken out on this. And they think that it's going to be further away than you think, even though it says thank you think there. I do know Robot Boy. Robot Boy's an awesome guy. I met him at this No Man's Sky meetup. Evil CJ! Thank you for subscribing, Evil CJ. Oh yeah, welcome aboard. But they're not alone with their video makings. No, I've seen other content creators also mention this. I believe Zane's World touched on it to say that, you know, this news could mean that perhaps it's further away than we think, you know. But I don't know. I kind of still feel that we might see something on the 10th anniversary, mainly because inside of that talk that I just played with Jeff Keighley, Sean Murray and Jeff both mentioned 10 years a number of times, and I kind of feel that that ties into things quite a lot. And also we're seeing Hello Games lift and shift things over from Light No Fire into No Man's Sky, such as all the water physics. These corvettes apparently that we can now build inside of No Man's Sky is exactly the technology that's inside of Light No Fire for building your ship to traverse the sea, your own galleon or whatever. in a similar sort of way. So you've got a mobile base, which does make sense because we could be at sea for quite some time. If this is a world-sized game, I mean, you think how long you're on a ferry just going over to France or something from the UK. It's a good 3-hour journey, isn't it? You know, so there's things like that. Hopefully they're not going to make oceans as vast. Maybe they might do something a little bit like they did with space in No Man's Sky and shrink the distance between planets. Maybe they will shrink the oceans between continents. Fingers crossed. But anyway, people, that's pretty much everything that I have for you when it comes to Light No Fire news. However, what I would say is the Game Awards are fast approaching. December the 11th. Jeff Keighley is going to be back on that stage. Hello Games has got 2 nominations that could potentially put them back on that stage. But I am hoping that Hello Games and Sean and the Murray and the team are back out there this year. I mean, this is the cusp of their 10th anniversary year. Let's face it. Going into 2026 is what I'm talking about. I mean, they're not going to have another chance to be at the Game Awards before their 10th anniversary. It's going to be after. It's going to be the December after. Their 10th anniversary is in August, right? So I'm hoping this is the prelude to that. And I'm hoping that Sean gets on that stage and announces, or at least gives, another trailer to Light No Fire. What I'm really hoping is Sean takes to that stage, announces the platforms it's going to be on first and foremost, the technical spec of the actual game, what you need to run this game, and then gives the packages and opens up pre-orders. That's what I hope happens. They're the 3 things I hope happens, and I hope we get a new trailer as a bonus to go with that. That's what I'm hoping for on December the 11th. Am I overhyping things? I could be. Am I hopeful? I always am. I'm always the glass half full type of guy. And I'm going to say, yes, I'm hoping to see it. But what are you guys saying out inside the viewerverse? Let's jump over and let's take a look at the poll. Now, I'd say you guys are probably more right than I am, to be fair. So let's have a look at what you guys think. So I did this poll a day ago. I've had 270 votes on this poll, and I put a few options down. So I asked whether there's going to be a new trailer, new platforms, release date, spec, all that sort of shenanigans. 27% of you think yes, we're going to see a new trailer and some new details. However, 30% of people say no, nothing, zip, nada. 30% of people. 14% of people say unlikely. I think Hello Games will wait for the year after GTA. I mean, if GTA is to release in 2026, then the Games Awards for 2026 are pretty much just going to be Rockstar Games going up and collecting stuff for GTA 6. Let's face it, not many other games companies are going to get a look in. It's going to be a bit like how this year was with, you know, that, oh god, what was the actual game called now? I had to do a bloody search. Yeah, delivery game with a baby in a jar. Death Stranding, and also that other game, the 33 game. Oh, Expedition 33. Yeah, I mean, they mopped up the game show this year, didn't they? They pretty much took every award going, or they might, because it hasn't happened yet, but they took the golden joysticks by storm, didn't they? Yeah, I'd imagine the Game Awards is going to be a very similar sort of pattern, to be fair. Right, so, hope so, not really raising my hopes, 50-50 chance, 29% of people said that. So when you add that score and that score together, and then take half of that and put it on that, it's nearly a tie. It's kind of if I had to put a percentage on this, rather than say it's a 50-50, I would say it's a 60-40% chance in Hello Games' favour of being there, like No Fire being announced. A 60% chance of that happening. Mainly because Jeff and Sean have got this relationship. They seem to be, you know, on the same wavelength. Jeff Keighley seems to really like Sean, and Sean likes the Game Awards. I mean, pretty much every announcement they've done, even when they're publishing stuff, has been at the Games Awards, like that Stage Fright game they announced the other year. So I kind of feel that there's a big chance that we're going to see something happen. It's not a super big chance, it's a slim chance, but I think it's more than a 50-50% chance. I think it's more likely than unlikely, but I'm still putting it at 60-40. I'm hedging my bets. I'm leaning rather cautiously into that territory. Now for me, the Game Awards starts at about 1 a.m. UK time, after midnight, you know what I'm saying? So it's not actually on the 11th for me, it's actually on the 12th. And every year I've stayed up, or tried my best to. I've been in lucid sleep on the sofa, you know. But I'm really hoping that we see something that jolts me out of that lucid state and goes, oh, my days, you know. I am off work, so I can stay up late. Will I actually stream it? I could do. It's a hassle, but I could do. I'm not going to commit to it. We'll see how I feel nearer to the time. But yeah, I kind of feel that, yeah, it could be on the cards, but might not be. Now, another thing that raises an eyebrow is when I was talking about GTA earlier. So, Rockstar Games put Grand Theft Auto will now release on Thursday, November 19th, 2026. And then Sean Murray put every other publisher right now. Every other publisher. Themselves included, I would imagine, inside of that, because they're not Rockstar Games, okay? So that's the way I'm reading it, every other publisher right now. I said this in a previous video, and other people were like, actually, Captain Steve, he's saying that Hello Games' studio isn't. Hello Games' studio couldn't be bothered. Yeah, they're not fussed. They're not going to rush anything. I don't know. I mean, you can interpret it many a way. But I would say every other includes them because it's every other publisher other than Rockstar Games. But other people have said no, that they're saying that all other publishers are scrambling, but Hello Games are as cool as a cucumber. Right, if that's the way you want to interpret it, that's the way you want to interpret it, but that's not the way I'm interpreting it anyway, people. Okay, so I think that means Hello Games is going to try and get Light No Fire out before November the 19th. And I kind of feel that if they are to get it out before November the 19th, getting it out for the anniversary of No Man's Sky might be a good idea. And then they've got two games that have the anniversary at the same time. If they are to do seasonal updates, they can split the team two ways. They could put out updates at the same time for their studio, really boost revenue, put both games on the sale at the same time, use cross-marketing revenue for doing said things. I just think it makes a lot of sense to have their two games run in parallel. And I think they could quite easily, comfortably do that for at least the first year of the running of Light No Fire. At least then they can see which game is actually drawing the player's interest and holding the player retention numbers. And then slowly maybe then stream back or pull back on some of the content, maybe for the older game. Light No Fire and No Man's Sky in this case. But it could be that what I would say is the fantasy genre, Light No Fire is up against some real stiff competition. There's some amazing games out there, and I'm playing a few of them right now, and they are mind-blowing. They're freaking great games. You've got the likes of Enshrouded, Towers of Agaspa, Where Winds Meet. We've got Cloudheim, we've got Valheim. There's loads and loads of fantasy games that do a lot of what this is doing, apart from this is like a massive great big world map. That's the only thing that sets this aside at the moment that we know of. So I think they've got stiff competition, and I don't know whether they're going to hold the players unless they do something really, really amazing with this title. Whereas No Man's Sky has already beaten off and defended itself against all of its competition, and it stands out amongst the competition as an outlier. It's freaking brilliant. So I don't think they're going to drop support of No Man's Sky anytime soon. And I think Light No Fire is going to be a companion game for their studio. I don't think it's going to be the forefront runner of their studio unless it does something super special and really holds those player numbers and retention. So everybody that's worried that Light No Fire might take the spotlight from No Man's Sky, they're completely different genres. And I think Hello Games would be a little bit silly to drop any support and all support for No Man's Sky anytime soon, especially since it's already dominating inside of its genre. Anyway, salutamondo, goodbye, and goodbye again.